for the greatest show in the history of great fucking shows.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on.
Okay, here we are in studio, 48th floor Civic Hotel. It's a fucking smoky night out, and I'm with my main man, Tinderberry. Also, today's podcast guest is Richard Moisin, a.k.a. Ricky Rage.
Ricky Rage.
How you guys doing out there?
Hey, we're doing all right.
Pretty good.
So, do you want to just go into that tragic fucking day?
1993.
Yeah.
That'd be our 9/11.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Tell us.
Well, that was the day my life changed, you know. It was September 11th, 1993, and it was a good day that day. I remember throughout the day, we were planning a party, and I had all my friends, Paul, Chris, and Nick, and Orion, and Tony, and Kurt, and just a whole bunch of buddies, you know. And
Yeah.
we partied it up at Quatland Park and got drunk and just, you know, normal teenage stuff, right? And then we all headed down to my friend Nick's, and he lived over on 132, and we partied there. So around like maybe 2 in the morning, everybody's ready to go home. And my buddy Danny Lussier, he was hammered beyond belief, right? So he's like, "Oh, I can make it home." Oh man, he's sleeping on the friggin' sidewalk here. I'm
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, Paul's like, just leave him there. Fuck Danny. I was like, well, we were supposed to go meet these girls down at Scott Road, and this is
Yeah.
before there's no Gateway,
Yeah.
no Surrey Central, no King George SkyTrain station,
No cell phones unless you were a
no
drug
cell
dealer.
phones. You know, like well, you know, and you could page people from a friggin' payphone, eh? And
Yeah,
then the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thing rang back, right? But there was a trail that went from down the bottom of the hill all the way down to Scott Road, and we took this trail all the time, right? So you'd walk down the hill, and there'd be a hairpin turn, and then just as on the hairpin turn, you'd walk off into this guy's yard, and then there'd be a trail that took you all the way down to Scott Road. Well, when we got to that turn, this fucking car come flying around the corner, like almost hit us, like literally almost fucking hit us.
Yeah.
We all screamed, "Fucking idiot!" Right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he kept driving. We just, so we get halfway down this trail. All of a sudden, we hear this voice, "You got a fucking problem?" We turn around. "Yeah, we got a fucking problem. You almost hit us, you fucking asshole." Well, this guy starts walking down the trail. We start walking up towards him. And I get about 5 feet from this guy, and I recognize him. I'm like, "Johnny, how you doing, buddy?" "Oh, Richard, how you doing? Hey, it's, you know, handshaking, hug, you know. Like, it's like, "So sorry, I didn't know it was you guys. I didn't mean to hit you. You know, I'm just coming from a party. I'm fucking wasted. I'm all coked out, blah, blah, blah," right? I'm like, "Oh, right on. You want to smoke a joint?" Had a joint rolled, smoking a joint. A few more bullshit. So we're maybe 15 minutes tops, right? And all of a sudden, it's Johnny's girlfriend's at the top of this trail. Now, this trail is bushes everywhere. There's
Yeah.
trees all over us. And my friend Chris, he had long black hair, right? And he was wearing a hood on his head that night, right? So we're standing on the trail, and Johnny's girlfriend's screaming, and at the time I'm thinking, what the hell is her problem, right? He's like, "Oh, I gotta go. My girlfriend's flipping out, whatever, right? See you later, buddy." So we continue on our trail, and we get to the bottom of the trail, and we're gonna start to walk over where Home Depot is now down there by Scott Road Station.
Yeah.
But it was a flat field. We're about to go across the street and walk up on there, and all of a sudden, here comes Johnny's car around the corner. Blind again, full brake, gets out of the car and just starts throwing haymakers at Chris. What the fuck is going on here, right? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I run over, I grab Johnny and separate him. I go, "What the hell?" He goes, "Chris raped my girlfriend." Whoa, buddy.
Yeah.
Hold your fucking horses here, man. What are you talking about? I says. He's screaming. So I walk over to his car where she was in the passenger seat, and I go to open the door. He screams at me, "Get the fuck away from my car now." I'm like, I want her to come and look at him. "Get away from my car," he screams. "Richard, right now I'll punch you in the head." Now Johnny was He was a pretty big guy. He was only 18 years old, but he was one of these skinny guys, but you knew could throw punches.
Yeah.
Had a rough life, you know. He was foster kid, you know, maybe
Yeah.
from foster home to foster home. Lived in Bristol States, and you know, like, but it was always cool with me, right? Because I had older brothers, right? And
Yeah.
we never had a problem, right? He didn't know my friends. He didn't know Chris. He didn't know Paul, but I knew them.
Yeah.
I knew Johnny really well. A lot of my friends didn't like him because they had problems with him because he punched some of them out and whatever, right? But I'm like, Johnny, listen, man. I go, no, man. I go, this is a mistake. And he's like, no, it's not. I go, yes, it is, man. I go, she needs to come out and look at his face. He goes, no, I'm going to drive her home and drop her off, and I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about this. I says, no, we got things to do. He goes, no, if you're not here when I get back, I'm going to put a fucking bullet in your head, and your head tomorrow. I'm like, whatever, dude. And he gets in his car and he leaves. And I said, let's go. This guy's being a fucking idiot, Chris. Well, I look at Chris and he's white as a ghost.
Yeah.
Scared. He's like, I'm not leaving, Rich. I go, no, let's go, man. He's like, no, I'm not leaving. I didn't do that to that girl. I go, okay, you so. I said, I understand. You want to prove your innocence.
Yeah, for sure.
You leave, it makes you look bad,
Yeah.
right? Everybody would have stayed. I guess he was being pinpointed for. That's a serious accusation, man.
Yeah.
Raping a girl.
Yeah.
You know, nobody likes a rapist, right? Especially,
yeah.
you know, and if it's true, then you're really fucked, right?
Yeah.
So we're waiting. And I says to Paul, I says to Chris, I says, listen, if he starts fucking pulling shit, man, I says, there's 3 of us and one of him. I says, we'll stand up to this guy, right? Paul's all agreed, you know. Chris is, you know, he's not really saying much. But
You could tell he's scared.
he's scared. It's 2:30 in the morning now, man. I mean, we've been drinking all day.
And drugs like weed, mushrooms.
Weed, mushrooms, coke, you name it. We're just
So you're not thinking straight.
we're not thinking at all.
Yeah.
We're just thinking about we're meeting these girls and getting some pussies, you know, like
Yeah.
any other teenage kid, right? Okay, so he comes back. I didn't think he was going to come back, but he did. And he goes, get in the car, he says to all of us. Richard, you sit in the front beside me. It's a 4-door Taurus.
Yeah.
And it's beige car. So I said, okay, fine, whatever. And, you know, me, I'm always been a chatterbox, right? I talk a lot and
Yeah.
that. But I knew I could try and convince him and tell him that this, you know, like, she's making a mistake here, buddy, okay? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you got your...
Wires crossed.
Exactly, right? So I'm talking, and we go, and he's driving. We pass the turf. Now we're underneath the Patella Bridge, and we go past that bar down. I can't remember what the bar down there is. The Brownsville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Brownsville pub. Yeah.
Yeah, and he instead of going left, he goes right. So now he's taking us into the deepness of underneath the bridge, where it's like kind of secluded, right?
Sketchy.
Yeah, I get a little bit. I'm like, so I start talking a little bit to him, and he reaches under the seat, and he pulls out a gun and points it right at my fucking head and says, "Shut your fucking mouth."
Jesus.
Now I'm going, whoa. And he's like, "Don't make me tell you again, Richard. I'm talking to Chris, and only Chris." Okay. He says, "Can I roll a joint?" By all means, I want to smoke it. This is exact words to me, right?
Oh, fuck.
So we parked the car, and we're all sitting in the car, and he starts talking to Chris. And now, anybody who knew my friend Chris, he wasn't a big talker. Pretty quiet guy, right? You know? Pretty fun to be around. You know, his nickname was Pie Man, but he was a big kid, right? And everyone knew that his brother, Andre, was, you know, someone to not be messed with, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, so if you mess with Chris, then you're messing with Andre. And if you're messing with Andre, then you're messing with some other people. And, you know, how the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
It's always good to have a big brother when you're growing up, right? But for some reason, it never connected with Johnny that who his brother was. And every time I tried to say something and try to explain to him who his he got mad, more mad, and more mad. So I said to myself, Richard, shut up, okay? Because this is about getting out of this situation with no ill will happening to anybody, right?
For
I'm
sure.
thinking he's going to give me my opportunity to talk, so I'll just shut up for now. So we talk. Well, they talk, right?
Yeah.
And Chris just kept saying, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Then he tells everyone, okay, get out of the car. Let's smoke this joint that I rolled. So now he's letting me talk, and I'm babbling away, and I'm saying, come on, man, she made a mistake, it's not him. I says, why would that happen? I go, Chris is a good guy. You never met him before. She never met him. I says, she didn't even look at him. Anybody can make that kind of identification, like, that's the guy.
Yeah, for sure.
You're 150 feet away from him. How can you say that's him, right? So we smoke a joint, have a couple sips, and he walks away from us, right? And I walk over to Paul and I says, Paul, I says, I don't think he's listening to us. I says, we need to do something here. Paul's like, what do you want to do? I says, I'm going to go see what he's doing. Because I says, his mind ain't right. So I walk over to him. He's got his back towards me and he's crouched down. I thought he was like, just thinking with moving, hitting him the sand with a stick. I thought that's, just trying to think things through. And he's loading his fucking gun.
Oh, fuck.
I go, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? He jumps up, points at him. He goes, shut the fuck up and get in the car now. Okay, so I get in the car. Chris gets in, and he says, Chris, you sit behind Richard. Paul, you sit behind me. Okay, so we're sitting there. And I'm telling you, I can't even reflect how long it was, but it seemed like a long time. Probably about 10 fucking minutes just sitting there. Nobody saying a word. Sitting there. And I didn't want to say anything because I thought that, right now, this guy's mad. And I don't know where his mind's at, but he's mad. But I'm also drunk, and I'm also a kid, and I'm also thinking, like, oh, he's just fucking trying to scare us, too, at the same time, right? And then all of a sudden, he goes, Chris, get out of the car. Now, Chris gets out and standing in front of his door when he opened it. My door's open. And Johnny just walks around the front, walks up, says, adios, boom. Shoots Chris right in the fucking head. Probably not even 1.5 feet away from him. Close range. I look. I'm in the front passenger seat. I look to the right, and there he is, got this fucking gun pointed at me. And I see a flash, boom. And I got my hands up. Now, this fucking bullet, I don't know what, it knew how to maneuver because it missed my hands, hit me right in my cheekbone, right by my right nostril.
Yeah.
And as a .22 caliber, so, the doctors tell me one of the worst guns to be ever shot with because what it does is when it leaves the chamber, it spins, and on impact, it explodes in pieces everywhere.
Yeah.
So that missed my hand because I got my fucking hand like this. Right in front of my cheek. So I don't know how the hell it missed, but it ricocheted off my nose bone and lodged in the back of my skull on my left side. Like probably 1/4 inch from my main artery.
Wow.
Now I'm laying there. Now people go, oh, you're a hero because you play dead. Well, I guess that's where they call that survival instincts kick in.
Yeah.
I'm not knowing to play dead, but I'm playing dead. And I'm laying there and I'm thinking, did this just fucking happen? And then I could hear him go, Paul, get out of the car. Now you got to remember, he's on the side, on the other side of the car, on the passenger side. My friend Paul's on the driver's side, backside passenger, gets out and starts running. He shoots Paul in the back of the head, and he's about 15 feet from him.
Jesus.
How, so what that told the police was, this guy's played with guns before.
Absolutely.
Because he was no amateur with this gun. And then all of a sudden, I hear footsteps, like running footsteps. He gets in the driver's side. I'm leaned over the gear shift of the car, just laying there, and I'm not moving. I'm not breathing. I'm breathing, but I'm not breathing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My eyes are closed, and he just pushes me. And I'll never forget, he threw my hat at me. And I remember seeing my hat spin and land on me. And he does a spin, 180, and drives, 700 feet from me. And I see the back of his car lights, red. And I'm like thinking to myself, this fucking guy coming back to run me over? But I see him, I could hear his car door open. And I see him run towards the water.
Throw the gun.
Tosses the fucking gun into the fucking river, gets back in, and drives away. Now I laid there probably, maybe 40 seconds, right? And now the survival instincts have kicked in. I'm not high no more. I'm not drunk no more. I'm going, holy shit, this fucking guy just shot me. Chris, Paul, I'm calling them, right? Chris, Paul. I got no response. I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna go get help, man. Don't go anywhere. I'll go get help. So now I'm dazed and confused because I don't really know where the fuck I'm at right now. I know I'm down underneath the Patella Bridge, but I don't know where the fuck I am, right? I know I'm near the water. So I start walking. And I walk 2.5 fucking miles, man. And I've never in my life, I've seen so much blood. So, like, there was so much blood on me. When I got to the hospital, the shirt that I was wearing was a white t-shirt, was so drenched in blood, and then it dried up, it stuck to my skin. So when the nurses pulled that off, fuck, that hurt.
Yeah.
There's so much blood. But I'm walking, and I'm like, where? I'm lost. I'm thinking I'm going to fucking die here because I don't see anybody. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this floodlight, and it's on this big dump truck. And I start waving my hands, help me, help me. And this guy's coming right at me, and I'm thinking, please stop. And he stops. He's like, hey, man. He rolls his window. He says, hey, man, you're in my way. Get away. I'm like, help me, man. He's like, what's wrong? And he flashes his light on me. And this guy screams, Jesus fucking Christ, oh, my God. He doesn't get out to help me. He just starts backing his truck up. And I walk over, and I walk to Dome Tar.
No fucking way.
And that's I think they made Gyp Rock right there, Dome Tar, right? And they work 24/7 there, right? There was, I guess, the graveyard crew working.
Yeah.
So I go up to their office steps, and I just start fucking wailing on their window. Help, help, help. Finally, probably after about maybe a minute, this guy in glasses comes up. Oh, my God, oh, my God. He groans, grabs me a chair, brings a chair out, sits me down, he starts cleaning me up on the phone, 911. And now I kind of that part is a little blurry because it's now I'm relieved that I've been found, right? And I'm not even thinking about my friends now. I just like because I've lost so much blood.
You don't want to die.
I don't want to die, right?
Yeah.
And I remember going in the ambulance, and I remember later on after talking to my friend, he used to live in the apartments that were right on King George, right across from the Howard Inn. I can't remember the Granier Gardens or something like that they're called. He said that night, he says he must have seen probably, no shit, he said 30 to 40 fucking cop cars. Full lights blaring, ambulance, fire trucks, just going all the way. And he was like, what the hell's going on? So when I got to the hospital, it's a little bit of a blur. I remember the nurse was taking off that shirt, and it ripped and hurt. And I remember I swore, and the nurse says, you don't swear at us or we won't help you. And I'm thinking, fuck you, you won't help me, right? Like,
yeah, I just got shot in the face.
Yeah, like, that hurt, right? But then I passed out. And when I woke up in the morning, which is probably about 6 a.m., I was like, it was a big blur. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I could feel something in the back of in the roof of my mouth, right? And it was like long. I couldn't talk because of it, right? And the nurse, she seen that I was awake. She goes, are you okay? I just point to my mouth, right? And she got the doctor to come over. The doctor looked in the light, and he looks in. He's like, oh, and he grabbed these clips and stuck it. And it was a bone sticking down from the roof of my mouth.
Oh, wow.
And I'll never forget. He pulled it. So I guess the impact had knocked a bone down from the roof of my mouth or wherever that was located. Because I know in your face you got a lot of little bones or whatever, right? And he's like, you feel better? Here's some water. I says, yeah. And then the nurse comes over, and I said, looked at her. And I says, where's my friends? And I'll never forget that day, man,
Yeah, for sure.
She said, I'm sorry. They didn't make it, When she said that to me, that I was like, what? They didn't make it? What? They didn't make it. They're dead? She says, yeah, they're dead. She says, somebody wants to come and see you. Is it okay if this person? I go, who? She says, her name's Bonnie. And that was Paul's mom.
Oh, God.
Now, I'm worried now that she's coming in because Paul wasn't allowed to hang around me, right?
Yeah.
I was known as the kid that got in a lot of trouble. Now, when I got shot, I had warrants for my arrest because I had escaped from YDC. One of the only kids ever to be able to fucking escape from that fucking place, right? And I had warrants galore for my arrest, and a lot of parents said, "Oh, you stay away from Richard. He's a bad kid. He gets into trouble." And I did. I was a fucking little parasite, man. I got a little juvenile delinquent, and I didn't give a shit,
Yeah.
Well, that day when that happened, it changed me. changed me a lot. It made me look at people a whole different light, you know, like that it made me care more about people than I ever did in my life, right?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, okay. I said to the nurse, yeah, she comes with me. And I thought she was coming to scream at me and blame me for her son being killed, right? She came and she put her arms around me and she hugged me, right? And it was like, holy shit, you know, like, what's going on here? She's like, I'm glad you survived, Richie. I was like, what's going on, Bonnie? She's like, Paul's dead. So is Chris.
Jesus.
And it was just so surreal. I couldn't grasp that this is happening, right? I'm thinking, is this a fucking dream? This guy was my friend who fucking shot me, man. What the fuck did I do to this guy, man?
Yeah.
Chris did nothing. Paul did nothing. This fucking guy was supposed to be my friend, shot me in the fucking face, and I'm sitting here. I'm alive, and my two friends who were good guys, man,
Yeah.
still went to school, still lived at home, didn't get in trouble, didn't, you know, every kid wants to have fun and party and whatever, and, you know, meet girls and that. They don't want to be a fucking dork, and,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
everybody
for
wants
sure.
to have fun, right? And that's all they wanted to do. They never did stuff like that. And especially blaming Chris for that. This guy was the most nicest guy, quietest guy, shyest guy, and never even had a girlfriend until 2 weeks prior to that. He had sex with my friend, Jenny Chappelle. And, you know, like, what the fuck? Chris, did you get laid? He's like, yeah. I go, you look like it's pretty amazing. He goes, I don't even know what the fucking feel. He says, you know.
Awesome.
You know, but
Definitely didn't deserve this bullshit.
no, man, like, not at all, right? And then, you know, Bonnie, she left, and I was sitting there, and I'm still trying to. I pinched myself. I'm like, is this a fucking dream? And no, it's not a dream. And then all of a sudden, I remember I just started puking, and I mean, I'm puking blood
Yeah.
because I swallowed so much of it, right? And I remember they go, we're gonna put you in your own room, and then all of a sudden, now I got all the fucking news crews. They want my story. They want to know what the fuck's going on, what happened, who did this. But before that happens, I got the detectives coming in.
Yeah.
So the detectives come in, and they've already caught him. Right? They've already caught them. And because what happened was it's about 11 o'clock later on. I got to go back up into my own room and sleep for a bit. So about 11 o'clock, for any interviews or anything like that, the police come in, and they already caught him. And they told me, they says, because I told them that night, they said, who shot you? And I said, Johnny shot me. I didn't know what his last name was. I knew he had couple different last names. I called him Johnny Dillon because that's what I knew him as, right? But he was John Joseph Arneal. So when they found him, and when they found him, he wasn't at home. He was at work. Fucking guy went to work. But when they went to his house, they found his girlfriend in the car burning my blood with a fucking cigarette on the carpet in the car, trying to get rid of the evidence.
What a cunt.
Cunt is something good, but you could call her can't understand normal thinking. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
for sure.
But she was, yeah. That when she said that to me, or they told me that she was doing that, I went, what the fuck? And then the police officer, the detective, he goes, I don't want to upset you anymore. He goes, but he wrote you a letter. I said, what? He wrote me a letter. Now, first of all, I don't know what this fucking letter said because this guy couldn't didn't know how to fucking write, print, or nothing. The only thing I could remember that it said was at the bottom, signed Johnny the murderer. Not Johnny or Neil, not Johnny your friend, not Johnny I'm sorry, not Johnny the murderer. So you basically pleaded guilty right there that you're a fucking murderer. I don't know, what was that for humor? Was that to rub it in? No, but what it did, it scared me that I was alive now.
Yeah.
Thinking, did you guys catch him, or is he going to come back? Well, I don't know what the fuck. I'm 17 years old, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't know what, you don't know what's going to happen, and especially if you never had anything like that fucking happen to you before, right? And detective goes, I don't want you to keep this letter. He goes, it bothered the detective too, the letter. Big time. It bothered them big time. So they asked me what happened, and I basically told them, like I was partying, same thing I just finished telling you guys, right?
Yeah.
So then the news come in and I tell them their story, and then they bring me a phone. So I want to make some calls, right? And I phone my first person I phoned was my brother, my second oldest brother, Tim. And we were pretty close, right? And my brother Tim, he was he kind of got the flip in life, right? You know, he's more responsible when he was 16 than he is, you know, as an adult, right? But at 17 years old, he had his own condo. He had 2 kids, a truck, a good job. And I phoned him, and he's like, "What's up, bro?" And I told him, he's like, "My brother." I never seen my brother cry, like, and even when we were little kids, but cry like that. Who shot you? And I says, Johnny. He says, Johnny. And I told him, he goes, what? I know that. He knows the guy. He knows him really well. He knows his brother really well. He's like, my brother's just, and he's flipping. He can't even pick up the phone anymore. And his wife at the time, she goes, shot. She's crying. You know, everyone's crying.
Yeah.
And I said, I gotta go. I gotta make a phone call. She's like, okay. So now I phone my friend Nick, whose house we were at, partying from the park to his house. And his dad answers the phone, and I says, Peter, I says, you need to go wake Nick up. I says, there's been a bad thing. He goes, what? I told him, I said, I got shot, and Chris and Paul are dead. What? So he goes down, and he bangs on Nick's door, and says, Nick, you need to get on the phone here right now. So Nick comes on, and I told him, he's like, Nick, just, all of a sudden, I heard bang. Like, I guess he fucking whipped the phone through his kitchen window and smashed his window. Just, you know, what? My friend,
shock.
Just shock, just like shock, anger. Like you could, a combination of how many different feelings you could put into one. I could never even imagine anybody who's never been through something like this. You can't imagine that feeling unless you've been through it.
Yeah.
It's just horrific, right? Well, so then, you know, I can't remember if I made any more calls. I think I'd made a few more calls because I got a pretty big family, right? My dad grew up with 15 sisters and 3 brothers, right? So I got a lot of cousins, a lot of aunts, a lot of uncles and relatives, you know, and, you know, I can't make all the calls, but all of a sudden a nurse comes in and she says, Richard, this is a hospital. We can't have this many people here. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, can you come out and now I've got a neck strap on because I got whiplash like galore. You wouldn't think you'd get whiplash, but yeah, I got whiplash. I got a nice big size, but a loony size scar on my face from the gunshot. You know, I guess the gunpowder burnt some of my skin and that. But I go out to the register of the desk, and there's got to be no shit over 100 of my friends. And they're screaming at these fucking nurses that they want to see me, right? And the nurses are not letting them come in. Family only. And I says, hey, listen, this is not I'm not a heart attack victim. You know, my friends are dead. What are you talking about? Like, they want to see me. So the nurses, let them in. 5 minutes they got, right? I stayed in the hospital for 3 fucking days. That's it.
Wow.
I couldn't handle these fucking nurses, man. They just drive me up the freaking wall, right? They felt like they had entitlement to do, like they were my mom or something and tell me what to do. This nurse comes in. I was on the phone with my dad. And she's like, we're moving you into a new room, so get ready. I go, I'm on the phone with my dad. I'll be there in a second. She's like, you'll do things on my time. Well, that bitch, I whipped my bedpan at her. Nice. She bolted out the door right pretty fast, and you know, the head nurse for the Royal Columbian Hospital sent her home because
nice.
You know, she wasn't in a good mood. I says, yeah, well, it seems like she's never in a good mood, right?
Yeah.
So when I got out of the hospital, I had to go get some. I hadn't lived with my parents in years, right? I was always, you know, living on the streets or living at a friend's or whatever, or in juvie detention center. So I had to go get some clothes for the funeral, get a suit, right? And, you know, to try and look nice for it. And it was a Saturday, and this was the old Surrey Place Mall, right? And I don't know if anybody could ever feel what I felt, but when I walked in the Surrey Place Mall, it was packed that day. The fucking mall, I got around to the food fair, the fucking mall, of all the people that were in there, stopped doing what they were doing. People that were working there, cashiers, everything. The mall went fucking dead silent, and everybody's staring at me. I was like, you've just entered the Twilight Zone. That's the feeling I got. What the fuck is going on here? And all these people I never even met in my life, I don't know them, coming up and hugging me, tears in their eyes. It was all over the news, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, and people, you know, we support you. You know, you did nothing wrong. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. It's not your fault. It was really weird. Like, I mean, like, I've never felt, everybody's had that moment, I guess, maybe the Twilight Zone moment, but that was the moment of like, wow, what the hell? But it showed me also there's some really good people in this world still.
For sure.
And to show me like that it helped me try and cope with a lot of things, you know, not thinking that people blamed me.
Yeah.
Because I blamed myself for years. I went through depression for years because of this, right?
Absolutely.
Blamed myself. I secluded myself from people. People are looking for me. I never touched Facebook for the first 10 years or even longer it existed.
Yeah.
People thought I was dead, right? And I just didn't want to. I don't know even if it's I didn't want to be bothered. I felt guilty, you know? I felt like it was my fault. I felt like I should have did something. I felt like I should have punched that guy out.
Survivor's guilt.
Is that what they call that, eh?
That's what they call that, yes.
And I had it, and I had it big time, right? And because, you know, I guess you're right, survivor's guilt, because like I said, I wasn't that good of a kid, but I guess I wasn't that bad of a kid either, right? Considering when I went into YDC, I'm in here for a break and enter. Oh my God, there's kids in here that are 13 years old. They're in there for stabbing their mother and killing her.
Yeah.
I'm not a bad kid, right? I'm thinking, okay, you know, but so, you know, now we got the funeral. Now, before the funeral, we got the wake, which is open casket. Now, that was the evening at the Fraser Valley Funeral Home.
Yep.
In Newton there. That was hard. That was really hard to go and see your friends in a casket.
Yeah.
But the casket being open. And like, you know, being a kid, I'm thinking, oh my God, their faces are going to be gone, blown to, you know. Then you realize, oh my God, the bullet that shot them was no bigger than a friggin' nickel, maybe a dime. I'm thinking, what the hell? I've been shot and that with slingshots and BB guns, and you know, I'm hitting the head with a bat, and I'm still hearing, you know, but this little piece of steel, so small, it's so surreal that this is happening, right? And a lot of my friends were there. A lot of friends didn't want to come and see that.
Yeah.
So then the next day is the funeral, and that was over at the church over on 104th there by the McDonald's there. And there was so many people there, they couldn't fit everybody in. 2,000 people out in the parking lot and 1,500 people inside the church. And still more people wanted to come in. And a friend of mine wrote a speech, and she just couldn't go up and read it. So she asked me to go up and read it. And when I went up there to start reading this thing, I couldn't hold everything in. I started crying. And as soon as I started crying, that was it. Niagara Falls throughout that whole church, everybody outside. It was just, you know, it's just like I'm saying goodbye to my friends. And I shouldn't be saying goodbye to my friends.
Absolutely.
So then after the funeral, then it's their burial, right? And I couldn't go to that. It's so emotional, so drained, so tired. I just wanted to just lay down and just maybe hope this doesn't happen. Is this a dream? Is this not happening? A nightmare more than a dream?
Yeah.
And then we got, you know, days are coming up to his first court appearance. Well, my friend Chris, his mom, everybody knows that his mom was one crazy ass bat bitch, man. She was fucking nuts. But she loved Chris more than anything in the world, but she hated women that would go around her boys, right? And she was a boozer, English woman, tatties, you know? And I mean, I used to watch like her woman go chase women out of the apartment building with knives and shit like that. Well, in that first court appearance, she went right after her. As soon as he come out, she didn't even wait. She fucking went right after him.
Nice.
And they had to restrain her. She turned right around and she found out where the girl was living. She went after her, went to her apartment, and starts banging on it with a goddamn axe. So the police come and arrested her, released her. She turns around, gets in her car, goes right fucking back to the broad's house with a fucking chainsaw. The police arrest her and release her again because they understand that she's going through something. Now she's got a machete. She goes right fucking back to this broad's house.
Holy fuck. They
They arrest her again. They says, please, they keep her in there for the night. So then this first court case is just like, you know, they don't even want to put them in the bulletproof glass behind it because it's just so, the news is everywhere. There's people everywhere. Now you got his family and you got all my family and Chris's family and Paul's family and all our friends and friends of friends. And I'm talking like it's a big group here, right? We got, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people that are supporting us, right? And you got my friend Tanya, Kobe's mom, who's Rest in peace, Teresa. But she was a woman that you just didn't want to deal with because she was make your life very, very difficult, right? And she just wanted it to go the way it deserved to go. It was him being on trial, but he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, and now that's in New West. It's at the Supreme Court. Now, the good thing about that was the judge that we had was an old Asian judge, and I'll never forget the day he sentenced Johnny. Now, first at the sentencing, all the story comes out from the prosecutor first, right? To prosecute him about whatever happened, about his history, all his criminal record. And then his lawyer stands up, I guess he gets a lawyer appointed to him. And his lawyer starts talking about my criminal record. Well, I'd never seen a judge just go absolutely ape crazy on this lawyer, screaming, what the hell does my criminal record have to do with this guy shooting me? And his lawyer couldn't answer, and he goes, nothing. So sit your ass down because I'm going to hand a sentence down right now. And this judge made one mistake, right? Well, the mistake was because here in Canada, if you get shot all in the same area, it counts as one shooting. So Chris and Paul's murder wasn't two murders, it was one murder. My attempted murder on me was one attempted murder. They ran them all running together.
Concurrently or whatever.
Yeah, so it should have been 25, 25, 25, which I don't know makes sense to me, but the law is the law. But he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, and the judge looked at him and said, now, second-degree murder, you usually get maybe 10, 15, 20 years, right?
Yeah.
This Asian judge says, second-degree murder, you first-degree murder. You left, and you come back with a gun. So you had time to think. You already knew what you were going to do. You knew.
Nice.
You dropped your girlfriend off. You went to your friend's house. You come back with a gun. You had it all planned. That's a first-degree murder to him. Because I sentence you to 25 years for Chris, 25 years for Paul, 25 years for me, and not eligible for parole for 20 years.
At 20, yeah.
He did 25 years, man. Now, I don't know anybody who's ever done, and I don't know if anybody's done, 25 fucking years in jail from the time they're 18 years old.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's rare, too.
Very rare. And the parole board had no choice but to let him go. They can't keep him in there anymore.
Is he out right now?
Apparently so. Living in Abbotsford.
Oh, fuck off. I live in Abbotsford. Sweet.
Yeah. Isn't that nice to know, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it's nice to know that the parole board puts the guy back into society where fucking, like in the Lower Mainland where I fucking live. Like, come on. People pass all the fucking time, man. Like, but you got to put him on the same goddamn playing field that I'm on?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about running into this guy. I don't know. I never went to his parole hearings because everyone's asked me, well, why didn't you go? I go, because if I go and the first words out of his mouth aren't fucking, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to relapse and go into depression. I don't know if I'm going to fucking snap and go into postal mode. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to know. I don't want to chance that with that. That's crazy. So this guy did 25 years. Now, I don't know why they salute him and say, yeah, good for you. You did 25 years. No, I said to him, I said, you know what? The first 10 years of your life or jail life, he was a bad motherfucker. He murdered somebody else in jail.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, man, he did. And they couldn't pin it on him.
And he was also let out on 60 days parole or
they call those IRs, early release, or what do they call those? Early release tickets or whatever.
And he fucked that one up too.
He fucked that one up. He went into the city or whatever, apparently, and shit like that. But this guy went from maximum security to medium security to minimum security, back to medium, back to minimum, like they just like a yo-yo. But the first 10 years, he was a fucking piece of shit in there, and then in the next 15 years that he's in there, he's a good boy. And I wrote a letter to this guy, to him, and I said, I don't care how sorry you fucking are. I don't care the last 15 years you sucked dick to get released from fucking jail. Because what you did to me, my family, Chris's family, Paul's family, and Chris's son, I says, is just not forgivable, man. I says, you see, when you die, Johnny, and if I die before you, I says, when you go to hell, I says, you're going to see me sitting on the throne because the devil knows has to step aside when I get there. And everyone's like, Richard, it's not your fault. I says, I'm not blaming myself anymore. I'm done doing that. Because I can't handle the fact that I didn't tell him to shoot me. He said to me that night, you know, the only way to get away with a murder of 3 people is with 4 people is if 3 are dead.
Yeah.
I go, you don't have to kill me. He goes, yes, I do, because I can't leave any witnesses.
Guy sounds like a dickhead.
So one of the most fucked up things I think that I heard from Paul's mom was that Johnny used to be in a foster care home in Bristol Estates where Paul lived, and Paul's mom used to bring Johnny into her house and feed him.
Oh, fuck.
And she went and seen him in the jail after this all happened, like within weeks after it happened. And she says, do you remember me? And he says, yeah. She says, I'm Paul's mom. You shot my son. I don't know how the hell Bonnie, rest in peace, Bonnie, Paul's mom just passed away last year, right?
Fuck.
And I think, see, what it was is she wanted to get him to forgive. And as soon as Johnny took Jesus Christ into his heart, Bonnie died because that's what she wanted, because she knew she was going to see Paul again. But I don't know how that woman, she had a lot of heart, that lady, and she was a good lady. I don't know how she could went in and seen him like that, though. Knowing that, she looked at him, she goes, I used to feed you.
Fucked up.
How the hell? I don't know how that guy looked at himself in the mirror and lived for 25 years, because a lot of people would have fucking probably hung themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what's messed up, though, is that girl, she went into the prison. Now, I guess the guiltiness or the consciousness of guilt can weigh heavy on a person when you lied about something and cost the lives of 2 people, attempted murder and a 3rd, and so many other lives destroyed because of it, right? Depressed people all over, right? She went into jail 10 fucking years later to tell him that it never happened.
Oh.
So I don't know how the fuck he would have reacted to that, like, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's to say? I'm pretty sure anybody would go, what? Would just flip right out.
For sure.
Knowing that he made all these stupid mistakes.
When
Now,
did just hold on. When did she recant her? Like, when did she tell the police that she was lying about it all, or?
The police could not find any evidence. She kept trying to tell the story, and the police could not find any evidence. And her story kept. The police will ask you the same questions 10 different ways.
They knew she was lying.
Yeah, they fucking knew
Right
she was
away.
lying.
No, but I mean, she came clean afterwards, right?
For sure. The police came to the conclusion and said, listen, you're lying because we've asked you this in questions 10 different ways, and everyone's different.
Yeah.
You're a liar, right? But and you know what fucking pissed me off is they couldn't charge her
No.
because she wasn't there. But I thought, well, what did she, like, she was burning my blood out of the goddamn, stained blood out of the carpet in the car. Like, you caught her doing that. Well, I'm pretty sure any lawyer could get her off on doing, you know, like, she was cleaning the car. You know,
Yeah.
She didn't know anything about it. She was cleaning the car. But karma, I believe in karma so much now, because what I found out from Chris's Chris's sister, Wendy, was she moved to Penticton, not Chris's sister, but this girl, Jade, who blamed Chris for raping her. She moved to Penticton, had 2 children, and was raped and murdered.
Holy fuck.
Karma,
Is a bitch.
100%. But you got good karma and you got bad karma. And the longer I think that karma waits to play itself out,
The worse that it comes.
the worse that it's going to come.
Wow.
And the police came to the conclusion that it's a cold case file because there's too many fucking suspects. This is what I
Like on the rape you're talking about.
on the rape of her.
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
There's like, you know, how many people probably, because she, you know, I found out later from another person that she had blamed people before for this shit.
Oh.
Before, like a year before, she blamed me and Chris and Paul for like all the shit. I felt like she was blaming me I just felt like she was blaming Paul. I felt like she was blaming Chris. She's blaming all three of us.
But you can really blame Johnny in a sense because he's the one that instilled that fear into her where she had to fucking lie about being raped to come home because she was abused that badly, right?
She was very much abused, this girl. Now,
So,
I remember her. I remember her, too, in school, right? She was
Yeah.
pretty quiet. And she was a pretty good-looking girl, right?
What was her name again?
Her name was Jade Allen.
Jade Allen.
And Johnny's the biggest fucking worst thing that ever happened to that guy was getting a first girlfriend at 18 years old, and she happened to be a stripper, which was Jade. So he wasn't in love with her. He was in lust with her. And when you get a guy who's got puppy love and lust, and it's his first girlfriend, and he's fucking 18 years old, when you're supposed to go through that shit when you're 12 and 13 years old, right? You're not supposed to go through that shit as an adult, because that shit fucking is... you see, on movies and crazy motherfuckers what they do to their girlfriends when they think that they're lying and their girl's not. But women too, they could get crazy like that too, right?
Yeah.
It's like you need to get that puppy love, that lust love, your first love out of the fucking way, man, before you get it.
So he couldn't handle it.
No, he couldn't handle it. No way, man. And
Yeah, just from what he was saying, sounded like he couldn't handle it at all.
fuck no, because he didn't love her, because you don't beat the shit out of something you love.
Yeah.
That's lust. That's, control.
Yeah.
Do as I say, and
Guy obviously had a screw loose.
fuck, and a few screws loose, a couple sandwiches short of a picnic, right? But
So 8 years later, because in the news it says 8 years later that she she told the cops that she wasn't raped. It was 8 years later. or
8 years
whatever.
later to the police, she tells that. So then
To the police. So she had that much guilt that she went to the cops and said he did not rape me, and that's that. And
then she goes to the prison and
tells numbnuts there that
how the fuck you how the fuck could you look at yourself in the mirror every fucking day knowing you did that to somebody, man? To many people. You
Yeah.
destroyed lives, man.
Yeah, because to tell you the truth, I went to elementary school with Paul. I knew him as Paul Johnson.
Yes, that was his first name. Yes.
Yeah, I remember he was telling me he was moving. I think he was in grade 5 and I was in grade 7. It was the summer. He was pretty upset. He was like, "I'm moving," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's all right, man. You're not that far, right? Like, we'll bump into each other." Because I remember he was a good young kid, and I remember I didn't see him until I saw him with that mustache.
It looked like a porno mustache.
Yeah.
can you get me a boot?
Like, I think I saw him at Substop or Max like 3 months before. It was the summer before 1993.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, man, how in the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "Holy fuck." And he was excited. You know what I mean? And he looked good. I was like, "Fuck, you're a grown man."
That guy
now.
had the biggest calves I ever seen on anybody in my entire life, man. From skating, right? But
Yeah.
they were like huge, man. Like Popeye calves, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a good guy, man. I love that guy, man.
And it's just like, this is one of the worst fucking stories. I think that, like, you're right. Like, Hollywood couldn't even script something more disturbing on all these chain of events that's kind of happened.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it's just crazy,
It's
like
fucking crazy.
it's something that who the hell thinks something like that's gonna happen to you in your life? Like,
Yeah.
And for years though, after it happened, like I didn't. You have friends and friends in your life and come out of your life, but I don't think nobody can understand. The way I dealt with it was I poured lots of booze over it and drugs and that. I didn't want to think about it.
You did all the shit you weren't supposed to do.
Yeah, that's right. And so when I was 35, I'm on the payphone with my mom and I'm fucking quivering in tears, crying. I don't know why. "Mom, come and get me." My mom's freaked out. "What's wrong?"
You're
I don't know what
having
the fuck's wrong. She takes me to the doctor, and the doctor tells me in a pretty easy detail. She says, basically, you're like a bottle of Pepsi, and you shook the living shit out of it. It hasn't popped, but your lid finally popped off
Yeah.
because it's been shooken so much, and you've been suppressing all these thoughts and feelings, and you're not dealing with them, Richard. You got to deal with these problems.
Absolutely.
It's not your fault this happened.
Yeah.
You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, shit happens. I can't blame myself for this. You need to move forward." And for a long time, like people, when they had 20-year vigil, and I just like, it would piss me off. It was like, do you not understand what the words fucking R.I.P. rest in peace mean?
Yeah.
It's not a fucking anniversary we should be having here. You know, if I'll go see them on my own time. Chris is in a plaque, Paul's in the ground. They're completely far distance from each other at the Fraser Valley Funeral Home.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have a fucking celebration about them not being here anymore. Now, everybody deals with death in their own way, right? So I never said anything or got mad at anybody because, you know, that's how people, that's the way they want to deal with it. Who am I to fucking say you can't do it?
Yeah.
But it bothered me, right? Because
For sure.
I don't want to fucking think about it anymore, right? I want to move on, right?
Yeah.
But I also don't want to forget my friends,
Absolutely.
right? So
Another quick question here. What did like victim services do for you, or any kind of, because like we're talking 1993. This was before.
these fucking assholes, victim services are fucking, what a joke, okay?
Yeah.
These guys come into my fucking room 2 days after I happened. I signed some fucking piece of paper. I don't know what the who the fuck. I just victim services. Okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna give me some counseling? I don't know. Maybe they're telling me what the hell they're gonna do. You think I'm fucking listening to these guys? No, man. I just been shot in the fucking face. My dead friends are dead. I don't know.
Yeah, you're in shock.
My mom got some kind of check in the mail or something like that for like $4,300, buddy.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not even joking.
Now, was that to help with the counseling or whatever you guys needed?
I don't
for?
know. It was a check and that was it. And then nothing ever heard about, nothing ever said about it. Like to this day, I still suffer. I got fucking headaches. Like I don't think I could ever imagine, like tell you how they feel. Cause like some days I'm sitting on the floor naked, man. And my head's pounding so freaking bad. My girlfriend's rubbing my back with a cold cloth and ice cubes on my head. And I'm in fucking tears because it's pounding so bad, man. And then all of a sudden it'll just go away. And I don't know what it is. People go, oh, you need to go to the doctor. I don't want to go to the fucking doctors because you know what? They're going to go, oh, you've got this or you got that. I'm so anti.
Yeah, try to put you on meds.
Yeah, although they did that for you, tried to put me on meds. And I said, no, I smoke pot. That's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go on meds because I know what the doctors do there. Oh, they're not working here. We're going to double your dose.
Oh, yeah, they make money.
We're going to triple your dose. Next thing you know, I'm a fucking basket case at the fucking Colony Farms going, what's my name?
Absolutely.
Mom, come get me. You know, where's my helmet? Fuck.
So have you have you received any help as of now when you went to the doctor and he told you you're basically a Pepsi bottle that exploded? Have you received any help now
I'm
for your
I'm on
PTSD?
disability. My doctor is in Mission. She's got a great name. Her name's Gwen Seaman.
Well, we got to
Good
lighten
doctor,
it up
though.
a little.
Because she's the kind of doctor, when I seen her, I liked her right away because she didn't have a prescription pad in her fucking hand. She asked me, how are you feeling? How are you sleeping? How are you eating? How's your family? Are you having bad dreams? Are you, how is your bowel movement? She's a doctor, a real fucking doctor, right? That is concerned about her patients.
Nice.
Whereas I go into see another doctor, well, we'll give you some fucking Ativan or some fucking amitriptylines. I took these amitriptylines the size of a cookie crumb. Holy fuck, man, I couldn't even get off the goddamn fucking floor for 3 days. Huh, I'm supposed to go look for a job and have an interview?
Yeah,
Huh,
yeah.
Fucking for what? A commercial fucking of a guy dead on the fucking floor? Fuck. I said, the thing was a cookie crumb, man, a little blue Smurf. I'm fucking sideways on this thing. A job interview? Like fucking, fuck, yeah, right. Thank you there, doctor, fucking nutcase. So I stopped. I smoked pot. Pot to me was like it mellowed me out.
Nice.
Relieves my stress. You know, it sits back. And now the government's made it legal. Now you got these guys it's fucking weed on roids. It's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, man! I take one and shatter and rose and all of them.
I don't know. I don't smoke dope. Dopes for dopes.
Yeah, you know.
I'm just kidding.
Are you against like maybe trying to do some group therapy?
I'm never against anything like that because I would like to hear other people's stories too.
Yeah.
About their tragedies because then I can understand there's other people out there like that went through the same shit I did, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I had another tragedy happen to me later in life too. I got married and I had, not married, but common law. And when I met a girl, she had a little boy and I ended up having a little girl with her. And my daughter was born 2 hours before my birthday and it was I thought it was the greatest thing that ever happened, right? She was just my little angel. and ripped out of my life, man, because she didn't want to be with me no more and left me in the middle of the fucking night when I wasn't there. Took everything I owned. Totally relapsed. Took my daughter out of province when I had visitation rights. My daughter's 18 now and phones me and says she fucking hates my guts.
Yeah. That
Because,
sucks.
and she says, you hit me and beat me when I was a child. I said, I never fucking did that.
Yeah.
So, and I could never talk, put into words what the hell that's called until someone says to me that's parental alienation.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely 100%.
And it's a fucking, I would never wish that on my worst enemy, man. It's fucking, that Chris and Paul's death was really bad and it hurt me bad, but my own flesh and blood, my little girl who I loved, when I had her up until she was like 5 years old, visits, right? And when the visits were with me, she just, Daddy, she loved me because I spoiled her, right? And then when I bring her home, I don't go home, Daddy, stay with you. You have to go with Mommy because the court says so, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking give him to her, but I have to, right? And my ex would phone me up. She goes, she's acting up. I go, what are you talking about? She goes, she's acting up with me. I go, she's as fucking good as gold with me. What the fuck you want me to do? Start disciplining her. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
You do your thing. I do my thing. My daughter loves me. Because I used to take her to 5-star hotels with my son, my stepson. And when I went to court, my ex would go, that's not his son, so he's got no right. Judge put her in her place. Goes,
Doesn't work like that.
don't work like that. Well, that little, I don't want to say any names. I call her Goof, but more like Oof because she's nothing G about her, right? So,
That's a nice one.
yeah, you know. Well,
I'm gonna add that to my.
here's the big thing, though. I should have fucking known by her name that I should have never went out with her. Her name's Tara. You spell it backwards, she's a rat, you know. So, fuck.
Oh, what the fuck?
No shit, eh? That little boy loved me too, right? More than anything, right? And I realized when she left me, I said, "Hey, fuck, you know what? I didn't love this broad, but I loved being a fucking dad, man. It was, to me, that was my therapy, man.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it, man, because it was my medicine. I thought, oh my God, it's my cure. Then this bitch marries my friend of 25 fucking years, and he says, "What's your problem, Richard?" Well, I don't know, dude. You missed the class of don't be a goof to your friends. What the fuck you mean? What's my problem?
Absolutely.
Well, here, can I give you something? Can I tell you something?
Absolutely.
Once
man.
a parent, always a parent.
That's right.
It never leaves you. Absolutely never leaves you.
You know, but
man.
like her thing was,
True.
Mommy hates daddy, so you fucking hate daddy too. Whoa,
That's
what?
disgusting.
Absolutely, man. And so my daughter and I was prepared myself because I never knew what the hell I could call what happened to me. When someone told me it's parental alienation, I went, "What the fuck is that?" I looked it up. Bam! It's everything that
did.
happened to me. She did, and it's still happening to me. And people go, "Prepare yourself for this." So when my daughter phoned me, screaming at me, calling me every friggin' name in the book, and telling me to go kill myself and jump off the bridge, I said to her, I says, "I love you, and I will always be here for you." I says, "I understand that you suffer from PAS." What the fuck are you talking? I go, "You're parental alienation syndrome."
Yeah.
I says, "And you don't understand that." I says, "But you're only 18 now. You're still young." I go, "You're my karma right now because I fucking screwed grandma and grandpa up pretty bad when I was 18. So I'm getting a little bit of my karma." I go, "But when you get old enough to understand these things," I says, "you're going to see the light and you're going to go, 'I'm sorry, Daddy.'"
Yeah.
Because she reached out to me when she was 15 years old because her mom and her stepdad kicked her out because she stole pot that those two fucking idiots left on the coffee table. Well, what the fuck do you think she's going to do? She's 15 years old, man. So she reached out to me, and me and her were rekindling our relationship. Well, her mother got a whiff of this. And she says, "Well, Aaliyah, I need to tell you something that I never told you because you were too young." She goes, "But when me and your dad were together, your dad beat me, beat your brother, and when you were 6 months old, smashed a glass over your head." I went, "Well, first of all, your fucking head at 6 months old is so soft as a little peach. You'd fucking probably be dead if I smashed glass over your head." I says, "But that never happened." I says, You mean more to me than life itself?" I says, "I would never do that." She doesn't want to believe me, but she's been programmed to hate me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brainwashed. And so I can't wait for the day where she goes and says, "Fuck you, Mom. You lied to me.
Yeah.
You brainwashed me. Why would you do that?" Jealous of a little girl's love for her daddy.
Yeah.
Because she didn't love her as much as she loved her daddy.
Yeah.
And that pissed my ex off so much to the point where this is what she did to me. And my friends, like this guy, my friend, who fucking knew that she did this shit to me.
Didn't back you up.
Didn't back me up. Goes and fucks her. And then he phones me, lets me a text message about 4 months ago, and says, "You owe me $60,000." I go, "For fucking what?" He goes, "For paying child support for your kid." I go, "Well, first off, fuckface, I never asked you to.
Yeah.
Second of all, she moved to another province, so that's contract's null and void. But see, to family maintenance enforcement program,
It's never null and void.
yeah.
But however, it's on your daughter now to come after you for the money because she's 18
And
years
you know
old,
what?
not unless she's
I've been
going to school.
saving money for my daughter since she was 3 years old, putting it in a bank account under her fucking name. She's the only one who can take it out when she's 21 years old.
Nice.
No, there
I
you go, right?
only deposit. I made sure I was,
Yeah.
You did. No, I go, yeah, you know what? Buddy says to me, though, "You owe me $60,000. I go, "No, I don't need it." I go, "No, well, we'll get everything from you when your parents die." I go, "You fucking goof."
Jesus.
I go, "You got a lot of nerve, man.
Yeah.
You get,
What's his
you get
fucking asshole's name? Your
it.
buddy?
He's got the same fucking name as me, Richard Dion. His name is, right?
So Dick for short.
Yeah, Dick. Yeah,
Dickhead.
Short Dick, we'll call it, right?
Short Dick.
Short dick.
And this guy's supposed to be my fucking friend. 25 years, man, I knew the guy.
Wow.
And you do that to me because why? Because you didn't get laid when you're fucking a teenager. And let me put it this way, Rich, man, the way she fucks you is because I taught her like that, eh? So,
Oh, he's throwing it down. Holy
so,
shit.
but water under the bridge because
Yeah.
when she left me, the funny thing was the day after she left me, I said to her, "Hey, you leave me like that, I don't fucking want your ass back here.
Yeah.
I don't want you back. I don't forget that."
Yeah. So what? Okay, your daughter. But what are you doing now to get?
I'm an
through
artist.
that?
I'm an
You're
artist. Yes, I love doing art, man. I do.
Same with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do all sorts of. I look for new art all the time, but I do wood burnings. I do. I just actually my friend made me out of an old microwave thing, and I'm doing fractal burning. Right?
Yeah.
We do that, and I do. I'm a draw.
Is that with gunpowder?
No, that's just you take like. It's an old generator, I guess, out of the microwave.
Yeah.
To hit some alligator keys, right?
Yeah.
Hook it up, some baking soda and water, and.
But you have to already have the design with baking soda and water.
No.
Oh, wow.
Check it out. It's pretty damn. It's
Maybe
pretty,
I will. I'll check it out.
I got electrocuted a couple times, and I went pure fucking energy. I feel good, like just like you, like.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
But,
my cousin's an artist. It's amazing what they can do.
So I did a really good,
Crazy.
a good canvas. What I did is I took an old fan,
Mm-hmm.
and I fucking screwed the goddamn canvas to the fan, let it spin, and I just start fucking dumping them. Holy shit, man! And then I done the bucket and string. Get a bucket of paint, and I did that, and I did a nice nice on a canvas. I look like fucking Picasso,
Nice.
So
Yeah.
but and
So you got art and
yeah, I
whatever,
got
you
art,
girlfriend.
and after in my earlier years after it happened, I got to do one thing a lot of guys don't get to do, right? I got to do porno movies.
Oh
And,
fuck yeah! There you go.
yeah, and I never thought that would ever happen, but what happened was.
Like watch them or actually
No, I
do
got
it?
to fucking actually perform in porno movies, man. Like fucking like, holy shit. So what happened was one night I was all drunk and my brother, here, check out this fucking magazine. And in the magazine there was a fucking ad. It said, it's Hustler. It said,
Oh, you're the best.
it says, write a letter stating how you could seduce your friend of the opposite sex into sleeping with you. Holy fuck, man. I'm up all night writing this fucking letter. I'm going in the encyclopedia, fucking looking for every goddamn fucking word that you could imagine. As the fucking moonlight glistened off her breast.
I love you.
I'm fucking doing this. So I send this letter in, not even thinking anything about it. 4 months goes by. All of a sudden I get a fucking phone call from, it's this girl named Rachel. She's calling from Isma Productions, right? I'm like, I'm not fucking buying anything. I said, she's like, no. She's like, congratulations. I go, on fucking what? She's like, you're our grand prize winner. I go, what the? I go, what is this? What is this? She goes, do you not remember writing a letter in Hustler magazine? I went, oh shit, man. She goes, I'm like, how many people fucking entered? 3? She's like, no. She goes, over 35,000 fucking people entered this contest.
And you won.
And I fucking went. She goes, you know how many women want to meet you? I go, fuck no. And I do. She goes, so you're a grand prize winner. I go, what do I win? $1 million? She goes, no.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I go, okay, well, what the fuck did I win? And she's like, have you ever thought of doing porno? I go, I'm a guy. I go, fuck, I've been thinking about porno since I was 3, for fuck's sakes. She's like, well, you've won Portfolio. Now, Portfolio is like looking at a fucking Playboy magazine, okay? She's about to suck your cock, but it ain't in her mouth. You're about to put it in her hole, but it ain't going in there, right? So it's all these fucking snapshots. And I mean, like, they do a DVD for you, fucking, and it's probably like, I don't know, 1,000 to maybe 2,000 fucking shots. So so they said, okay, come on down, and we want to meet you. And I said, okay. So I go down there to meet them, you know, I'm the winner.
Like Vancouver, if they fly you
right
down?
in Burnaby, right down
Oh,
right at Royal
fuck.
Oak, right? I'm looking for this fucking place, and there's this fucking lamp store, or you know, lamp shade, and there's a fucking door beside it though, and it goes all these fucking stairs all the way up there, and it's just like you fucking think. I open the door, and there's fucking beautiful women everywhere playing this dumb, stupid porno elevator music. I'm in a fucking waiting room. I'm like, this is fucking surreal, right? My friends are, you're not doing porno. I go, oh fuck, I'm doing porno, man. You better guarantee it, right? So I go meet this girl, and she's like happy. She's like, oh, you're a good looking guy. You know, I go, yeah, I can imagine if there's some guy, some hairy fucking wildebeest guy coming there. I'm going to do some porno. Well, you're going to do some fucking trailer trash porno. You're not doing, you know, fucking beautiful women, right? So I meet this girl.
How old
I was
were you?
probably about 24 years
Oh,
old, right?
that's beautiful.
You look like Ron Jeremy when you were 24.
Oh,
Holy
God.
shit.
Fuck, you know, I go in there, and she's like, okay, this is great. So what we do is we're going to give you a catalog here for you to pick out the girl that you'd like to do your portfolio with.
Jesus.
The fucking catalog was this fucking high, man.
Jesus.
I says, what do you want me to do, man? Jerk off to fucking every five, like, beautiful women. Absolutely beautiful fucking women, right? Like, I mean, I've never seen such. So I'm just picking, I'm like, I could pick any one of these girls. I didn't give a fuck. So I picked this some girl from the Netherlands, and she's just, voila, she was just beautiful. So they prepare your studio shots, right?
Yeah.
So I go to my shots about 3 weeks later, and there's this French woman who's doing the pictures. She's taking the pictures, and I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't know why I did this, but I knew when she's taking the pictures to make fucking faces. She didn't have to tell me, you're a fucking expert. She says, I love you. I love you. I'm doing this. I'm doing these fucking and I'm, you know, oh, I'm doing this shit. I'm doing
her butthole.
you know, oh, fuck, you know, I'm fucking doing all this fucking shit. I'm like, fuck, I watch too much porn. I'm thinking, you know, fuck, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what they take is they take your portfolio and they send it off to all the porn industries throughout the world, right? And she says, you know, we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
So about 2 weeks goes by, and my agent phones me, and she says, you got to come on down here. You know, we got a hit here, right? Okay, so I go down there, and she says, we send it out to all these industries, and a lot of them like you, but they're looking for more experience. I says, well, fuck, they have no idea how experienced I says, you know. I says, like I said, I had sex when I was 11 years old. I banged my 15-year-old babysitter for the first fucking time in my life, right? She's like, oh my God. But she goes, but there is one company that really liked you, and they're called Rainforest Dreams. And they want you to be in their next movie. So what do you think? I says, fuck yeah, man, right? So she says, okay, I'll call you in about a week and a half here, and we'll arrange for this to happen, right? So a week and a half goes by, 2 weeks, and I get a phone call, and it's my agent, and she's fucking bouncing off the fucking walls. I'm like, you need to get down here now. Like, I don't care. I'll pay for your cab. Get the fuck down here, right? So I get down there. I'm in the waiting room. I'm like, this is, it's like,
gonna happen.
Buddy, there's electricity in the air, man. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here, man? Like, what? And so I get in, she's like, brings me into her office. She's like, I need to sit down. I need to stand up. Oh my God. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, Jessica, what the hell's going on? She's like, Richard, she goes, I've been in the industry for 17 years. Nobody has ever fucking walked in and been offered what you've just been offered today. I says, what the fuck are you talking about? She says, Rainforest Dreams just doesn't want you just to be in the fucking movie. They want to make you the star. They want to put you on the cover of the fucking DVD. They want to fucking make your own website. They want to give you posters. And here's the top of it. They want to give you 11% of royalties. Right? And I'm going, 11 fucking percent of royalties? Where the fuck? And there's like goddamn phone. What a stupid ringtone that is.
Whose ringtone?
That's my, I don't know, fucking made up one. Maybe it sounds like a fucking bed on my fucking. But yeah, they want to give me 11%. I'm thinking 11% of royalties. She goes, now here's the thing. She goes, 11%? Doesn't sound like much. She goes, now, so we'll say if you sell 50,000, she goes, you know, make this. She goes, they don't sell 50,000. They sell 50 fucking billion of these things. Yeah. I'm just ecstatic. Now, here's the thing about porn industries. You have to pay for your fucking medical testing. Now you think your medical testing, oh, it's no big, it's not. Well, it was $10,000 fucking dollars, man. And they don't front you the money. They don't. Now here I'm asking my mom, can I borrow 10 grand for what? To get my penis checked out for fucking, chlamydia, HIV, fucking any other goddamn dirty disease that's under my balls if I have it, She's like, what are you fucking talking? So I got a contract here in my fucking hand. I'm showing my mom. She's like, you're out of your fucking mind? I says, yes, I am. I says, I don't know anybody who can lend me this fucking money. And so
that's beautiful.
I already done one scene.
Yeah.
With 2 beautiful broads on this beach scene.
But not a fake scene, though,
No,
right?
no, man. This is
you fucked them.
Oh, fucking. Yeah, man, wham, bam. And I'm going to go on like jam all night long, right? Like, fuck.
Oh, this is the best.
Yeah, and you know what? I couldn't pay for my medical testing. And the director was getting mad, and he said, you got one chance to come down here, pay for the rest of it, which was, because I've been paying it by little bit,
Yeah.
right? And I still had to pay fucking like $5,800 on it. You got come down here, $5,800, or your contract's terminated. So there goes my fucking porn. I had it fucking made in the shade, and I should have fucking saved my dollars when I was a kid. Fucking my pennies and every other fucking dollar I would have been able to pay for my penis to get checked and fucking.
Do you think it was a setup, though?
And man, I don't.
Because looking back at it,
it's weird.
Yeah, it could have
absolutely
been a
weird. But
setup.
you know what? I went to the studio.
Yeah.
I did the fucking photo shoots. I had the contract. So I seen all the. You know what's weird is when you go into a room, you're the only fucking guy, and there's all big titted, beautiful, gorgeous women. And I've never been intimidated by women in my life, okay?
Yeah.
I am the intimidator, right?
Yeah.
I go up to girls at a party that are the hottest and I say, can I smell your pussy?
Yeah.
And she says, no. I go, I knew it was your fucking feet when you walked in the door. That knocks that bitch right off her fucking chair and guarantees she's in my face a half an hour later saying, why did you say that? I said, because I knew I'd be fucking you tonight.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Women are like that. Women are different, a special species, right?
Well, let's just go into the 1993 picture of you when you're pointing at your face. Like, you were like a heartthrob. Like, a lot of the girls were basically looking at you.
I got laid lots.
No, absolutely. Like, I remember even girls I grew up with were like, fuck, that's a good looking guy on the fucking front cover. So,
yeah, I wish I could go back and change a lot of things, but you know what? People go, oh, I wish I could change my life, not be a bad. I would never change any of that shit, man, because it's made me who I am today, right?
mm-hmm.
If I went and was a little goody-goody two-shoes and shit like that, like the things that I wanted to, if I go back and change, was stay in baseball.
Yeah.
Because I played Wally Little League
Nice.
till I was 16 years old, right? And I grew up with Kevin Nicholson, who got drafted by the San Diego Padres, and he's the first ever Canadian to ever be drafted in the first round in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sure.
for that guy to get drafted, and here's the thing, my dad coached my teams all the time, and Kevin too, right? And my dad always said, Kevin's a good player, but Kevin has to work at being a good player.
Yeah.
You were fucking naturally good.
Yeah. Natural ability's sick.
He goes, you were good at that. He goes, you weren't a home run hitter, Richard. He goes, but when we needed a fucking hit, you'd pop a little fucking dribbler right over the second base's head. Boom.
Yeah.
Winning game run. Now, the best high I ever had in my entire fucking life was baseball. I was
That's
playing.
too bad.
I was playing in a tournament on the island.
Yeah.
And we were playing this team. The first game we played, we got smoked by this team. Then we beat every other team, and then we played that same team in the final. We're losing 4-1. Bottom of the seventh, final inning. Bases loaded, 2 out. I come up and I hit a fucking grand slam.
Nice.
The feeling of that is the best feeling I've ever. I got goosebumps just telling you, man.
Yeah, that's a high.
That's the high, man. That's just
awesome.
like, oh my God, you don't ever want to lose that high, man, right? But
Yeah.
but my life's pretty good right now, Like I got a girlfriend I've been with for 16 years.
Awesome.
She's a hard ass, but you know what? She keeps me straight,
Beautiful. So let's just go into your friends Paul and Chris.
Yes.
Like, what were they like in high school?
They were well liked, man.
Yeah.
They were like the funny. Paul was a good artist too, right?
Yeah.
And I remember Paul one time, our friend Kim, we were over at my friend Nick's, and Kim was sitting there, and Paul's drawing away, eh? And she's like, "What are you drawing?" She's like, "I'm drawing you." She's like, "What?" He drew her with her fucking legs spread, her tits hanging out, and he was fucking. Yeah, he was like the best artist I've ever seen. I mean, like he like so good naturally, just doing it, you know, like, and I loved the guy's art was awesome, right? And I
Yeah.
wish I actually still a couple pieces of his art, right? Now Chris, he was a pretty shy guy, right? Pretty quiet, right? You know,
Yeah.
but if Chris was alive today, he'd probably be about 6'6", 280 pounds. I had a vision of this guy's, right? Well, I was sitting in the tub one night,
Yeah.
and I'm in the tub, and they actually came and see me. And it wasn't just Chris and Paul; it was my friend Sean Kidd too, and he was murdered 8 years after
Jesus.
in a crack shack because he was a bouncer of the crack shack. And I remember telling him, I said, "Dude, just bounce them out. Don't beat these guys up."
Yeah.
Well, I beat this kid up, and the kid come back and put 6 of them.
Holy fuck.
This is something stupid, but
Guilford Wally area?
yeah. So I'm in the tub, and Chris never talks. Like he talks, but he just, you know, hey, yeah, you know, quiet guy, right? Paul always talked and that. Well, Paul, and this is just recent. This just happened to me about 3 weeks ago. I'm in the tub, and I literally had an out of body experience seeing these guys. Chris is 6'4", 280 pounds, and he says, "I'm an archangel." And he goes, you know, and Gus made me that way. I go, "Who the hell is Gus?" He goes, "Whoa, don't be talking hell in front of Gus." I'm like, "Who's Gus?" He's like, "Upstairs." Oh, I'm a God, right? Chris says, "I'm an archangel." I'm like, and I'm having this. I thought this was a dream. It wasn't a dream. It was weird, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever had kind of weird shit like that happen to them.
Millions do. Absolutely.
And Paul kept going, "Hurry up, man. My mom's making my favorite meal tonight." 'Cause she's up there with them too, right? So I got to get home. Sean Kidd's going, "Hey, Rich, you going to smoke this joint with me?" And then, boom, I woke up and I looked at the clock and I got in the tub at 8. And I was in the tub and I was freezing cold. It was 10:45 now. And it seemed like I was in there for 15 minutes with this in this head experience. I was in there for 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Dude, I don't know what the hell. And it's just, and I remember Chris saying some things to me. He goes, "Hey, don't worry, Rich. We got this." And he's referring to Buddy in Abbotsford.
Yeah.
"We got this." I go, I remember saying to him, "Got what? Don't worry, you'll know when you'll know when we know. But we already know. But you got this and we got this." Okay. I says, "You know, we got this." He goes, "I miss you. Tell my sister to quit crying because she's driving me up the friggin' wall. I sit in the living room with her every day," he says, right?
Do you still see the sister and some of the
I-
family members?
It's everything's social media nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, you know, "Oh, I see them." Well, not really. We all text and
I know, like you don't even need to reach out anymore. You just look on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
See how good people are doing.
well, and I just, you know, 3 days ago, I just made up a group. I called it Truth Bombs, right? I think you got on
I
it.
like truth bombs, actually. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's
cool.
pretty. It's not bad, and that's all I do. Me and a few of my other friends, they just anything that we know that's truth, and you can sit there and try to tell me that ain't true.
Yeah.
I know better to believe that. You know, that's like telling me that you know, take it out of the microwave, man, and when it's really hot, it's better. You know? I know that ain't fucking true, man. I'm burning my lips, man. Right? So I don't like microwave food. It's gross. You know,
Yeah.
But yeah, Truth Bombs is going pretty crazy because I got some crazy stuff on there, man. But it's, and what I mean by that is, I don't mean just by government stuff. I mean, like, if your mom's been lying to you about the spaghetti sauce for the last 30 years and you know she's using fucking ragu, you post her ass on that damn website, you know. "My mom's using ragu. She's been lying to me," right? So,
Awesome.
Truth Bombs. Like, when they say that's a truth bomb right there. Bomb, right? So,
Nice.
and I'm, you know, members are growing, right? Pretty quickly and rapidly, right? So everyone's like, wow. Some people are saying to me, "I'm sick of turning on the TV and I don't know what to believe." But I go into your thing and there's just pictures and videos and, you know, like I got the WikiLeaks
Yeah.
files in there and just, I mean, like you click on one file and then 30,000 other ones open up and you click on one in there, another 30,000. So you'd be there for years and years and years, right? Like, wow, what the hell? So, but it's, yeah, things are going pretty good right now. And
Good.
I'm glad that, I think when Paul's mom passed away, I think a lot of things settled. This last September 11th was a little bit hard one for me
Yeah.
because I found out that he was living in Abbotsford and I kind of went crazy a little bit, right? I got lit right up, drunk, and running around I guess you can't run around the house naked, you know. The police don't like, the neighbors don't like that. So the police come and I'm naked. I'm standing out there, got a 40-pounder, and I'm, you know, like all my neighbors are standing in front of me. They're like, "You're not fucking taking it." They're, "Oh no, we're not here to arrest them."
Yeah.
No, we just need someone. Here comes my brother to the rescue. You know, my brother Tim, and I got this. You know, everyone, it's okay. You know, I want Whoppers. That's all I cared about. I want some fucking Whoppers, right? You know, when you're drunk, Whoppers taste damn good. When you're not, they're gross, right? But
So if he came up to you or got a hold of you somehow and apologized, like would that do anything for you? Do you
I
think?
think it would give you a little bit of closure. If it was a sincere apology, not just, "Hey man, I'm fucking sorry."
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like a sincere, heartfelt apology. Because some people can live
I don't.
with that
I
shit.
can't even answer that because I don't know what my feelings would be.
Yeah.
I understand people make mistakes.
Yeah.
I understand people deserve second chances. But what bothers me about it is he didn't even think. I'm supposed to be your fucking friend, and I'm telling you that you're making a mistake, and you're not even gonna listen to what I'm having to say, and you're doing it while you're drunk and high on coke, when you should know in your mind, hey, I should sleep on this, because I'd be pissed if someone. My girlfriend told me that, but I also know subconsciously you don't make stupid decisions. People fuck up all the time when they just react.
Yeah.
Reaction decision is the worst thing you can ever do. It's like hockey players always do. He slashed me, and they turn around and they do something fucking stupid. Next thing they're suspended for fucking 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah,
because
this is beyond fucking ridiculously stupid though. Like,
beyond.
this has destroyed countless lives.
Countless, and
Countless lives.
like it's just I probably don't think I would forgive him. I would say I appreciate that you said that to me, but it's something I can't say forgive, right?
Fully agree with you.
Like it's just something, you know, like
Absolutely, man. It's like I said.
how do you forgive that?
Like
though,
I
right?
said before, this is fucking one of the craziest fucking stories
Can I ask
I've
you?
ever heard.
Can I ask you a question
You
though?
can ask
like
me anything you want, buddy.
an honest question. Like when you found out he was getting out or released, were you at least a little bit scared for your life?
Fucking
or
rights I was.
Are you still?
Fucking no way, man. Because you know why? Because after this September 11th, I didn't realize how many people cared about me
Yeah.
until I was on that fucking Surrey site and I
Nice.
had a meltdown.
Yeah, and you had that meltdown.
I had a
read
fucking
that,
meltdown,
man. We're
and
not
then
even friends on Facebook.
The administrator there, she called the police for a welfare check on me, right?
Yep.
And there's thousands of people on that fucking site that's reached out to me, man, and I went, wow, man, people do care.
That's the you grew up in Surrey.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
And I said, wow, that really hit me at home, right?
Well,
You
let's
know?
plug the digits.
Yeah, well, we want to thank everybody that on that group that you joined. You know, you grew up in Surrey website for taking care of them and getting the cops come do a welfare check on you. Thank
They-
you
and-
guys. You
and-
guys
Did the
are great
cops show up?
fucking people.
Oh, yeah, they did. And
Oh,
we,
shit.
You're great fucking people. All right, we want to thank everybody that we grew up in Surrey. So we remember, you know, that one.
that's the one,
That's
yeah.
the one
Yeah.
for getting the cops to come in and do a welfare check on Richard here.
Awesome.
I appreciate it too because
Yeah.
you know when I wrote my intention wasn't telling people I'm gonna
Yeah,
kill
you're just
myself.
struggling. You're having a rough day.
Yeah, it was like and when I said goodbye, I was saying goodbye to all this bullshit that's
Yep.
in my life, man. Goodbye to all these fucking fucktards that don't listen to me and these twat waffles that are fucking driving me up the wall. You know, like
Yeah. You're just having a bad day.
having a fucking
Or a
rough
bad
day.
month,
Having a
whatever.
bad couple days is what it was,
Yeah.
right? The one lady there, she sent the police there, and she was really nice, and she was just concerned, you know. And I just thought, wow, man, people in Surrey Surrey gets a bad name, but you know what? There's a lot of people in Surrey that are really good fucking people, man.
Absolutely, man. I wouldn't change it for.
I love, man. I'm proud of where I come from, man. Where are you from, Surrey? And I'll fucking never ever say I'm from Vancouver.
I don't just say Surrey. I say Guildford Wally.
Yeah, that's right, man. Wally, Guildford, Wally, man.
Absolutely, man.
You know? I love it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, great place. You know, Wally's really known good for their Little League baseball.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
one of the
absolutely, yeah.
one of the best in the world, right?
It's one of the better programs.
And
yeah.
you know, and they had one of the best coaches ever, or Spring and Attic, and the park's named after him, right? And
Yeah.
he was my coach, and he was a fucking good coach, man. And
Nice.
yeah, Wally's. It's good to know that Wally has that kind of rep for stuff like that, right? So
Yeah.
but it's good people that live here, man. And you know what? A lot of the shit that happens in Surrey is because they fucking plug a goddamn hole at King George SkyTrain station for the last almost 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
So when all this riffraff comes from all the fucking Vancouver and Burnaby, please get off the train at the fucking King George last stop.
Yeah.
So they all get off. Where they go? They're
gives
fucking
us
here.
a bad name.
Fucking right. They plug all.
Not just that, all media outlets had their own like Surrey division, so they just pumped Surrey news. Surrey.
Yeah, you know.
So.
But you know what? The things are. I'm glad. You know, today I'm glad I got my story out. You know, and I'm glad you guys invited me in here to talk about it because you know what? I hadn't told my story like that in a long time.
Yeah.
Right. And it hit some good spots with me, and I think I don't know, man. I feel pretty.
It's always good to talk about it.
It is, you know. People don't realize that. Oh, just shut it. No, I can't.
No.
That's
Those
bad.
people
That's
are idiots.
that's like the
They're-
doctor said, bottling it up, man.
Yeah, they're
Like,
retards.
Worst
Sorry, I
thing
don't
you-
mean to use that word. They're idiots.
Yeah, no.
Worst thing you can ever do is
It is.
bottle
It
it
is.
up.
Bottling it up is bad because see, I suffer from. I'm bipolar, right?
Yeah.
But the bipolar doesn't come just right away. It starts with depression.
Yeah.
And I got bipolar depression syndrome, right? Which
Mhm.
is, and bipolar basically is saying my moods can change from fucking in 1 second to 2 seconds to 3
Yeah,
seconds.
your
It just-
highs are high, your lows are low.
Fucking, and they could change in a minute. I could have about 15 different moods, man.
Yeah.
I could play my own characters for like a whole goddamn story. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's crazy, man. But I'm glad I'm where I'm at in life, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. You know, people go, "Oh, don't you want to have all this money?" I don't think having money is.
No, money won't make you happy.
Money is the root of all evil, I think, man. Like, having millions of dollars, sure, you'll be happy one day, but you know what? Money, just like, what is it? P. Diddy says, more money, more problems, right?
Yeah.
And that's the damn truth, and I see it everywhere in the world, man. You know, like, you have all that money, and all of a sudden you have all these cool friends. Where the fuck were you guys 20 years ago? Like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want all that money, right? I like my life. I like happy and simple things and meeting guys like you, and,
For sure.
it's, yeah, it's pretty good, man. So-
Absolutely. So, Rob, is there anything else you want to ask him?
No, just like, like anytime you get like down on yourself, just reach out to somebody. You can reach out to me, man. I'll listen to you talk any day of the week.
That's awesome to hear, man.
I
Thanks,
will
appreciate it.
honestly listen to you talk.
Yeah, you
any
got
day
my
of the
number
week.
too.
You
got
betcha,
my
man. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm
And-
so happy you guys invited me here, man. I'm
No worries. And
It's
anytime,
fun.
like I say, anytime you're in the area, just give me a shout. If we're in the studio, come up, have a beer. Okay, here we are, just back in studio. So just kind of want to go over a few things. We'd like to thank Richard Moisin for coming out and telling his story. Fuck, Rob, just one of the most fucked up stories I've ever heard, to tell you the truth. Like, absolutely, it should not have happened.
No, it should not have happened.
And I remember actually being at Max when the fucking security guard that used to roll around, he had a police scanner, and he rolled up that day and was like, "Hey, man, there's been some shootings underneath the fucking bridge. You guys should probably get the fuck out of here." And we're like, "Okay."
Yeah,
no
that
worries."
night. Yeah,
Yeah.
early in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I'd just like to say, Paul Mcdaniel, fuck, I knew you, Holly Elementary, represent. Rest in peace. Feel so sorry for all the family members involved. Chris, Lussier. Just, it's just something that should not have happened. And for anybody out there that, you're getting caught up into the bullshit, like, he did this, he said this, and you're trying to stir the pot, just think about what you're fucking saying. Because stuff like this can happen where, you get a guy, and even for the guy that was in fucking jail, like, you almost feel bad for this guy. He's going on some fucking,
Put on the word of a stripper.
yeah, and he,
Not that strippers' words are bad. But
yeah, and then he fucks himself. He fucks his entire life, and so he must be like, kicking himself too, right? So it's just it's just a terrible fucking chain of events that happened. Like, it's unbelievable to me.
it is. I was speechless, and what he said was gut wrenching at some points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I'd just like to say rest in peace, everybody involved. Hopefully the families and can get closure, and just young kids, just please think before you start spreading stupid rumors.
Yes.
Beers with Brokeass. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Send it out. Thank you very much.
Peace.